I was going to say rotations at 80, you said? So that's faster than my cruise speed.
Yeah, and you'll see it accelerates to 80 pretty fast.
Okay.
You're off the ground in less than 1,000 feet.
Wow.
No problem, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Heavy Metal Horizons. Today I'm going to go down to the Santa Monica airport to check out an amazing cutting-edge fully aerobatic airplane. This is the Gamebird GB1. Now talk about an interesting transition, right? Going from the 1946 Aeronca Chief with 65 horsepower to the Gamebird, which has over 300 horsepower. It's basically the latest, greatest thing in the aerobatic world, and the owner, Ben, is going to show me the airplane, and we're even going to get to go for a little flight around the LA area. He's going to explain the specs of the airplane much better than I could. So let's go ahead and get down to Santa Monica and check out the GB1. And of course, guys, if you enjoy videos like this, we do aviation, cars, and radio here on Heavy Metal Horizons. If you like that stuff and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, Ben.
Hey, how are you?
Great, man. Thanks for showing me the plane.
Happy to.
So, yeah, just tell me a little bit about it here.
Okay, so this is a Gamebird GB1 unlimited aerobatic airplane built in the United States, built in Bentonville, Arkansas. It's a all carbon fiber aerobatic airplane. It's certified for plus and minus 10 Gs, so you can use it for any kind of competition aerobatics, airshow flying, formation aerobatics flying, which is a lot of fun. It's powered by a Lycoming IO 580 engine, more than 300 horsepower. And the empty weight is only a little more than 1,400 pounds, so you have a lot of power for the weight. So you get a lot of really cool vertical penetration and you can go really fast. It's also really good for cross-country flying. So I've flown this nonstop from here in Santa Monica to Bentonville, Arkansas twice. About 6 hours, 45 minutes, which is a long time to sit in a little airplane, but it can do it. And yeah, it's been a blast. I've had it a little more than 3 years and I really enjoyed it.
What were you telling me about the fuel tanks? Like there's, if you're going to do...
There's 3 fuel tanks in the airplane. The aerobatic tank is here just in front of the front seat, and that holds 25 gallons, which is what you use for aerobatics. And then we have 2 wing tanks, like most airplanes, and those wing tanks you can only use for cross-country, but that increases the fuel capacity to 81 gallons, so you can get a lot of range. And at sort of long-range cruise power settings, I burn about 12 gallons an hour. Wow. And cruise 175 to 180 knots, so you can really go quite far.
And the seats are pretty comfortable, I imagine, if you're nearly 7 hours in there, right?
Come around, take a look. Most of the time when I fly the airplane, I wear a parachute. That's obviously required when you perform aerobatics, but even for cross-country flying, the parachute's actually a pretty comfortable backrest.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I use for my backrest. And then there's a nice comfy seat pan cushion as well. But I also have the seat back cushions, so I can use those instead of the parachute if I'm going cross-country.
Okay. And yeah, while we're here, let's take a look at the panel a little bit.
Sure. So this is a Garmin G3X instrument panel. I mean, most of the time when we're doing aerobatics, we're looking outside, but I'll flip this on so we can take a look at what it is. The most important part of the panel for me is actually this plexiglass thing right here.
Oh yeah.
Which is a sequence card holder. So when we do aerobatic maneuvers, I can show you, we have our aerobatic sequence card, and we can just put it right in here like this, and then we know what we're going to be flying. So that's really the aerobatic instrument panel. But yeah, the G3X is really nice advanced avionics package. We have full moving map display, full engine gauges, with engine monitor and everything else. Interestingly, when you do aerobatics, this HSI, the horizontal situation indicator, turns into a G meter. As soon as you put 2 Gs on the airplane, that turns into a G meter. So, yeah, although I don't really look at it that much, we also have a G meter here, which shows your maximum. That's my maximum G from the last flight, 6.1.
Okay.
We're not going to do that today with you, but
Okay.
but yeah. And then I like these analog airspeed and altitude instruments for aerobatics. It's just easier to quickly kind of reference what your actual airspeed and altitude are.
Right. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to going flying.
Let's go.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Santa Monica Tower, Gamebird 2918, holding short of 21, request left turn for special flight rules.
Gamebird 2918, Santa Monica Tower, wind calm, runway 21, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 918. Okay, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Yep,
And I'll keep my feet up here.
Okay, yeah, don't make yourself uncomfortable, but just to give me an inch or so of travel, that'd be great.
Sure.
Okay, final is clear, lights are coming on, boost pump is on, mixture rich. And the wind is calm. Alright, here we go.
Alright.
Okay, gauges are green, airspeed's alive. Tail wheels up. 80 knots. Bringing the propeller back a little bit for noise abatement. We'll make our left turn over the golf course. And we'll come back to the right to stay over the golf course. How you feeling so far?
Great.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Okay, here's Lincoln Boulevard. We can start our left turn for special flight rules area.
Yeah, it gets off the ground a little faster than my plane.
A little bit more power. Okay, boost pump's coming off. You can look back and see a beautiful Santa Monica Airport where we took off. Once we level off in the special flight rules area, I'll give you the airplane. LA Special Flight Rules, Gamebird 2918, Marina Del Rey, southeastbound, 2,800, climb in 3,500, LA Special Flight Rules. Alright, here's 3,500 feet. I'll bring the power back for our speed limit. There's a 140 knot speed limit right here. Okay, you have control.
Okay, I have control. Oh, man.
Pretty sensitive in pitch.
Holy smokes, yeah. Wow. That's incredible. Don't sneeze in here.
Yeah, exactly. The rudders and the ailerons are a little heavier than the elevator, but the elevator is pretty clean.
Well, even the ailerons are just like...
Yeah, you have a lot of control authority.
Oh yeah, the rudder's much heavier. Okay.
LA Special Flight Rules, Gamebird 2918, over LAX, southeastbound, 3,500, LA Special Flight Rules. Alright, so you can see Palos Verdes ahead. No, we're going to go just south of there, just offshore. That's a clear aerobatic area because we're more than 4 miles from any Federal Airway center line. And we're over a non-populated area over the water, so that's all okay for aerobatics.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how smooth it is, but it's so responsive. I mean, this is blowing my mind compared to the stuff I fly.
I guess your airplane probably has cables and pulleys for the controls.
Oh yeah.
So this is all direct torque tube, linkages, so you have direct control over the flight controls, which is nice. Okay, we can start a gentle climb to 4,500 feet. I'll adjust the power a little bit.
Okay.
And you can just kind of keep it at 130 knots or so.
Okay.
And then once we're clear of the Bravo, we'll climb a little bit more. Right now there's a Bravo shelf at 5,000.
Okay.
But there's also a TFR ahead that's up to 4,000, so that's why I'm going for 4,500 here.
Alright.
Okay, let's come to the right, kind of point for the center of Catalina a little bit. That'll keep us just south of what we call the horseshoe, which is a geographic feature along the coastline here. A good reporting point, this is a good heading. So feel free to try some turns, we can do some clearing turns here. Looking on the ADSB, we don't have any traffic at the moment. There's one airplane behind us to our right, kind of flying this direction, but we'll keep an eye out for him or her. We can turn the other direction as well.
Yeah, just getting used to the sensitivity is, I imagine the trim must be very effective in this, right?
Yeah, actually when you do aerobatics, you want to kind of have it with some nose down trim, so you always have a little bit of back force on the stick.
Okay.
And that gives you more sort of control feel. So if I give you some nose down trim right now, you're going to feel like you need a little bit of back force, and that's unusual when you're flying, but do you feel a little bit of back force? A little bit more?
A little more. There we go. Yeah.
So now you can have sort of a positive control feel the whole time.
Right.
The other cool thing that I really like is the airplane comes standard with a smoke system. So smoke makes aerobatics really fun because you can see what you're doing, and people on the ground can see what you're doing. I do a lot of practice in the Palos Verdes practice area just south of Los Angeles, and I've never spoken to people that watch me from the beach, but I'm sure people enjoy the show, so
yeah,
it's always fun.
And this is, 2-seat. The pilot is in the back, but there's a single-seat version of this. Is that right?
There's a single-place canopy that's optional. So
okay.
I didn't get it. I kind of wish I had in hindsight, because it's pretty cool looking when you have the single-place canopy on.
Okay.
But you can swap it back and forth pretty quickly. I think it takes about an hour.
Okay.
But yeah, so it retains the second seat, but it's just covered up with a flat, piece of composite.
Okay.
It gives it a little different look.
Yeah, but I guess you could still use it for cargo if you're traveling by yourself or something, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can lift the whole thing up, yeah.
Okay.
But it also has a baggage compartment back here.
Oh.
So this is...
oh, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty decent size. So I can get my duffel bag and my computer bag in there and go on a real trip. Yeah, you can see that these ailerons are full span ailerons.
Right.
So they give you a very high roll rate. And a lot of aerobatic airplanes have what's called aileron spades on the bottom of the ailerons that help with control authority. This airplane does not have aileron spades, but despite that, it still has very good roll control and roll authority.
Okay.
And a big part of that is these special aerodynamic horns that are at these wingtips.
Huh.
So you can see that with high aileron deflection, the relative wind actually gives you some mechanical advantage instead of having to use spades. So that works quite well.
Alright, how do you feel?
Oh man, this is amazing.
You want to try an aileron roll? Yeah, sure. I have control.
Okay, you're control.
I'll get the straight one, and then you can do one. Sure. So we're going to just really gently bring the nose up so that it feels like our feet are on the horizon.
Okay.
Just about there. And then we're going to kind of neutralize the elevator and introduce some aileron. Okay. Nice and easy. And then the nose will end up a little bit low. And then we just raise the nose back to the horizon. How's that?
That was great.
Alright, you want to try one? Yeah. Okay, you have control. Go ahead.
Okay, my control. Oh man, this is so sensitive.
Yeah, so just nice and gentle, bring the nose sort of up to your heels on the horizon. A little higher, a little higher, a little higher. There you go. And then you can use aileron, no elevator, just aileron. Go ahead. Yeah, keep up a little faster. Good. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Oh, don't pull, don't worry. Once you roll out, then now you can pull up. Okay. How's that?
Oh, that was great, but yeah. Yeah, so sensitive.
Control for a second.
Control.
I'm just gonna make a right 180.
Okay. I feel pretty good physically, it's just mentally I'm like, it's so touchy, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to screw something up.
No, you can't screw anything up. You really can't screw anything up in this airplane. That's what's cool about it. It's like, you know, once you gain a lot of confidence in like basic spins, and then you get inverted spins, and accelerated spins, and flat spins, then you can, as long as you have altitude, you can practice just about anything. You can recover from anything.
Yeah. I'll try another aileron roll.
Okay, can we talk you through it?
No, I'll get set up here. Just let me know if I'm doing anything.
Yeah, go ahead.
About right.
Yeah, go a little further.
Right there.
Yeah, just leave the elevator in the middle. Don't touch anything on the elevator. Just roll. Don't even think about the elevator. There you go. Good. And then once your wings are level, then you pull out. Pull out. Good. Much better.
That was good. That was better.
Now, what about like, takeoff speeds, landing speeds, things like that?
Yeah, so we rotate at 80 knots.
80 knots, okay.
And final approach speed is about 90, sometimes 85 if it's a short field.
Okay.
You can land
I'll
the
come
airplane.
around this side.
Yeah. You can land the airplane either in a 3-point attitude, or you can do a wheel landing.
Okay. Do you have a preference, or is it just depending on the conditions? And
Yeah, I mean, it depends. If it's a short field in particular, then I'll typically do a 3-point landing because you can touch down at a slower speed. But if I'm going to be, on a longer runway, I typically do a wheel landing because then you get better visibility over the nose on the rollout.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say rotations at 80. You said, so that's faster than my cruise speed.
Yeah, and you'll see it accelerates to 80 pretty fast.
Okay.
You're off the ground in less than 1,000 feet.
Wow.
No problem, yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of power.
Yeah.
4-blade propeller. This is an all composite propeller made in Germany by MT Propeller. So it's very good at withstanding aerodynamic loads.
Okay.
And the airplane can do all kinds of gyroscopic tumbling and stuff, so the propeller can experience some very unusual loads in axes that propellers don't typically experience. So having this composite structure helps absorb a lot of that.
You said you used to have pits.
I did.
Okay, so how would this compare to the pits?
Well, it's a little higher performance. So the PITS is certified for 6 Gs. This is certified for 10.
Right.
And the PITS is basically a wood and fabric airplane.
Yeah.
And when I flew it, I was always worried that I was going to break something. And in this, you really don't have to worry about the airframe breaking because it's super strong. So that gives you a lot more confidence to try new things. The visibility out of the cockpit's also better because you don't have the upper wing. So you can see a lot more, especially inverted where you're upside down and you have this great view of the ground. Now you can really see where you are relative to the ground. In the pits, it's a little bit more difficult. It's faster. It cruises at more than 200 knots at a high-speed cruise setting, so you can actually get places a lot more easily, and it has a lot more fuel, so you can go farther.
Right.
In the pits, you only, if I remember correctly, had 29 gallons of fuel, so you could fly for about an hour, and then you have to land and get more gas.
Right.
It's harder to get places.
Yeah, it's funny. We were doing those aileron rolls, and I can tell, we're hardly moving to stick to do that. Yeah. But I don't want to do it, but I can only imagine full deflection has got to be just insane.
I can show you some videos when I get back.
Oh, yeah.
You want to head back and we can maybe just do a little Malibu coast tour?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, let's do that. You can fly back if you want. You have the airplane?
Okay, my controls.
Yeah, just take us back over to LAX and we'll go and check out the Malibu coast, no problem.
Alright.
Want to get a nice view, you can go all the way down to 500 feet if you want.
Let's do it.
Good. Maybe even see some dolphins. Seems like you're getting the hang of the airplane now.
Yeah. Just don't move too much, that's the trick. Oh yeah, thanks so much for doing this, man. This is great. Really great.
I love to fly, man. It's all good.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Yeah, you know, going from that plane, the Gamebird, to then getting back into mine, don't get me wrong, I love my Aeronca Chief, but what a difference in terms of the power and just the overall responsiveness and so forth. It actually took me a long time. Honestly, I feel like it took me most of the flight just to get used to the sensitivity of that aircraft. And if I was, you know, a properly trained aerobatic pilot and all that stuff, I mean, I think that's the kind of situation, it's the kind of plane where the airplane is never the limitation, it's the pilot that's the limitation, right? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to put some links down in the video description below where if you want to read more about, you know, the nitty-gritty details of that aircraft, I'll have some stuff you can check out down in the video description. Okay, guys, if you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.